We're talking about Locke and Key.
You're talking about killing me is what you're talking about doing. Hi everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Up Weirdlings. It is Monday and the day is April 24th. I always have to check because I never can remember what day it is. But hi everybody.
I've typed it 4 times by now.
You've been typing it a lot today. We started a little bit late, sorry about that. We had to get some techie things figured out, but that's okay. It's alright. That's okay. We're fine.
We're fine.
It's
we're
all
fine.
fine. I don't know what that accent was, Melanie. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I'm just like doing a thing. Anyways, hi.
Hi. It's been over a week.
It has been over a week. We missed last week. We're sorry everybody about that, but we're back and we're better than ever. And we have like 2 weeks of stuff to cover, so we're not going to cover it all.
No, we're not. It's not going to happen.
It's just not going to happen.
I missed you though, Mark.
Missed you too.
Aww.
Welcome home. Yay.
It feels good to be back home.
Yay, home. Let's talk about things that happen in the world.
Yes,
in the past
so many
week or
things
so.
happen.
Because these are the things that we found interesting, intriguing, annoying, whatever. I will tell you one thing that I was super excited about when I read about this, because this was announced the other day and it made me really happy. But her name was Peggy Whitson, and she's an astronaut, and she just broke the record for the number of spacewalks. She did her 8th spacewalk.
Yeah, she's a freaking beast, is what she is.
She's a beast. She's had a ton of records, actually.
Longest time in space, or will be the longest time in space?
It is actually the longest time in space. As of right now, she has spent more times cumulative days. I'm not sure if it's consecutive days, but cumulative days. She has the most time. She's at just over like 535 days.
That's a lot of time in space.
It's a lot of time in space.
And
she's still done. Her current mission just got extended to September. So she'll have well over 600 days by the time she comes back, cumulative.
That's incredible. And first female commander.
First female commander of the International Space Station. So Peggy Whitson, who's right over my shoulder. She's like right here. This is her right there. If you can...
Real life hero.
Right there is the thing. Real life hero right there. Peggy Whitson, you are a beast.
Yes.
I am so impressed. And you've spent all that time in space, and I play video games at night.
But while she's walking the space.
While she's walking in space, I'm like playing Overwatch going like, damn you, Genji! That's my life. And she's walking in space.
I'm really excited. What's funny is I'm actually almost more excited to see what happens when she comes back home for reals.
That's true, yeah.
Because being so long in space, it affects your body in incredible ways, being in the zero-G environment. And her being back home is going to be, it's going to be interesting to do the tests and see how she's doing, what her body's going to do, like on Earth's gravity when she comes back.
It's a big conversation because when people start talking about extended periods in space, they start inevitably talking about going to Mars and what it's going to be like when somebody is out there in space for 6 months on a trip to Mars. And then once they get back and you've got low gravity environments on Mars and things like that, which brings me back to The Expanse, but I won't talk about The Expanse again because I've talked about it a lot already. So
are you sure? You don't need this right now?
I can do that. I mean, okay, the finale was last week and it was freaking awesome.
So they need to bring it back.
It's already been back.
It
was renewed early in March.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's definitely got a 3rd season. So Expanse is coming back. It's definitely renewed. I'm super excited about that. But anyways, Peggy Whitson,
Thank
Rockstar,
you, Peggy, for being
you're the best.
Magnificent.
Speaking of people who are the best, I don't know if he's the best,
Wow.
but Jude Law was cast as Dumbledore. What?
I don't know. That's a pretty freaking amazing casting.
I think that's a huge casting thing right there.
If you're looking for a young Dumbledore, and also if you're looking for, a young Dumbledore that you're going to get excited about him being... I'm just going to have a crush on this dude the entire time.
You already do.
I already do.
You already do have a crush on young Dumbledore.
I mean,
it's kind of adorable.
It's very adorable. And it's going to be so good. And Fantastic Beasts is already it's one of my top favorite Harry films.
Oh, it is my favorite Harry Potter film.
Is it your favorite?
Yeah, it is my favorite. We had that discussion the other day. Of all the Harry Potter films,
Fantastic Beasts
is my favorite.
I like the fact that it wasn't centered around a school. Like, there was definitely like a you get to experience a universe in a different fashion,
Right.
and I liked that a lot. I'm excited to see Jude Law in this role, though. Now that it's named, I can't think of another person that.
Well, no, I don't think anybody will be able to at this point because now that Jude Law is officially Dumbledore, you're like, of course, it was perfect casting. Who else could ever play Dumbledore but Jude Law? Of course it's going to be.
Now I'm going to have to rearrange my top 3 films of all time. One of them actually has Jude Law in it.
Do tell.
Gattaca.
Oh,
That's my number 1 film.
Interesting. That is your number 1 film, Gattaca. Of all the films in the history of films, Gattaca.
My number 1.
Let's hear about that in the comments, shall we?
Yeah, that's mine. That's mine.
Right.
I respect the fact that may not be everybody's, and I also respect the fact that it's also not the best film ever made, like in
it's good
cinema.
that you can say that. It's good that you won't say, no, my favorite film is the best movie in history.
No. I respect the fact that it's not it's probably not the most beautifully shot cinematography. Like, there's some storyline plot holes that make you go, really? But it's my favorite.
I mean, it's perfectly fine because my favorite movie of all time is Serenity.
See? Yep, there you go.
I mean, it's not winning Academy Awards. I don't care.
It's yours.
It's mine.
Yep.
And no one will ever take that away from me.
And you can't take Gattaca away from me. So I'm ready for, like, Jude Law to put another one in my top 3. And then I'm going to have to shuffle something down. That's going to be real sad.
That is going to be real sad, but it'll be good. But long story short, perfect casting.
Perfect casting. Absolutely.
Another thing that's perfect right now is James Gunn is going to be directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Thank goodness he's back.
I mean, it's the perfect thing for this franchise. His sensibility fits Guardians of the Galaxy.
Absolutely. Well, in my opinion, his sensibility defined Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, so to have him back in the 3rd film is going to, not that I'm saying Guardians 2 isn't already fantastic. Guardians 2, from my understanding, it's coming out. It's amazing.
All the reviews say it's
everyone loves it. But James Gunn defined the look and feel and taste of a Guardians film to me. So to have him back for the 3rd film is what I want. Yeah, the taste of a film. Just like the taste of a film. Like you just you open it up and you get that new film smell.
It tastes leathery. Wait.
Wait.
I don't know what that means.
It tastes a little bit like plastic and the tears of a bunch of creators.
I don't know what that means either. But I mean, long story short though, James Gunn is doing. I actually like the way that he announced it too. He went through this big screen on Facebook. He announced it on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
And it was a really cool way to announce it to me.
Yeah, and it felt very personal. And I also loved how he opened it. He opened it with, "Look, politics have got me really down right now, but let me tell you something cool that's going on." And then went on to not only explain why he wanted to do Guardians again, but how important it was to him and the characters. And I was like, oh yay.
Who cares? He cares. I love it when a director actually cares about a property like that. And it's very clear that he does. And James Gunn, if you're not following him, you should follow him on Instagram and Twitter and everything. He interacts a lot with the audiences out there. He posts a lot of interesting videos and just conversations. And you can really tell that he cares about Guardians and is really going to do his best with these films. Obviously, haven't seen the second one yet, but everything we've been hearing has been exciting and good, so I can't wait to actually get a chance to see it. So, yay Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians.
Yay James Gunn. Doing the 3rd one, because, we need more James Gunn. And speaking of directors...
Joss has had a conversation with Variety.
He did have a conversation with Variety. If you didn't know, Josh. I hate it when I call Joss Whedon Josh.
It's really easy to do.
It is real easy to do.
Like the WH and the
and the end of the thing, it goes in there. Joss, I am sorry. You have my sincerest apologies. We do have similar minds, so I mean I don't want to offend you in any way. But Joss Whedon.
Well then, similar-minded Mark.
Yes.
If you were going to cast Batgirl, who would you cast in Batgirl?
I have absolutely no idea who I would cast in Batgirl. And I agree with Joss on this. Because he has said, when he had a conversation, they talked to him about casting, and he has said he kind of wants to cast someone who is not a known entity in the film world. He wants somebody new to be Batgirl. Yep. And I agree 150%. And we talked about this earlier. When you have an established actor who is going to be taking on a very iconic role, and Batgirl is arguably one of the most iconic roles in comic books, that actor is going to bring a lot of baggage into that role, just based on their previous work. If Tom Cruise gets cast as Batman, you're like, Tom Cruise is Batman, great, but I'm always going to be seeing Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. There's always going to be that.
That's kind of what happened with Ben Affleck, actually. Ben when Ben Affleck was cast, he had a lot of backlash for him being cast as Batman because of the baggage he brought to the role. His past resume of movies he's done, been fantastic in. When he brought that into the Batman role, a lot of the universe is like, I can't see it. It's not possible. So,
and yet, he actually, for some people, he's one of the best Batmen that have existed out there right there. And I love it when a major production, and Batgirl will be a big production.
Oh, yeah.
I love it when they're willing to look at someone who's not a name to bring something fresh to a role. Because this assumption that only big name stars can really helm these movies, I think is kind of detrimental to the Hollywood world right now. It's like we really need to get past this concept of the only people that can helm a big movie is a big name, because it's not really true. There are amazing actors out there, and if anybody can find them, Joss Whedon's going to be able to find a good actor for Batgirl. Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like, and I think that's more if I wanted to talk about the conversation that he had, because he had the exact same thoughts I've heard from you, and I've heard from multiple people who direct, where it's very much like, hey, look, actors who are established are great, and they bring a lot to a role, but sometimes they bring a lot of whatever they brought in before. Ryan Reynolds being cast as Deadpool, not everybody saw that either.
No.
And here he is, and he's not, like, he's a living, breathing Deadpool right now.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to see what Joss does with the role. I know he's not talking casting right now.
No.
I think he said he was in the writing phase. He's like, I'm not even thinking about cast. I'm writing it right now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's best. Get the good script out, and then let whoever auditions for this, whoever's reading for this, let them own the part. Mm-hmm. I mean, a good director and cast, here's my opinion. I'm going to give you a film opinion here. When you're casting, if you really want to be casting, you really want the best person for that role, you give them a chance to add something to it. It's not just what they're reading, but they're going to bring something and they're going to add themselves to it. And when they add that to your script, that's going to be the right role.
So it's not the person who can read the lines, it's the person who puts a character in there.
Absolutely. Again, every person is going to bring a different character in there. If Jennifer Lawrence is Batgirl, that's going to be a totally different Batgirl from, I don't know, Chloe Grace Moretz. Totally different Batgirl.
Yep.
Totally different Batgirl. So it really kind of depends on what they're bringing to the role as it's written. So I get the story. We'll see what happens. I'm excited about it, though. I'm glad that he's open to it. Yeah, fun and exciting stuff. Speaking of casting, there's more casting.
Yeah, more casting. Dolph Lundgren is going to be the villain in the Aquaman film.
Yeah, King Nereus.
King Nereus.
Nereus.
I don't know the Aquaman lore. This is the first Aquaman I've ever cared about in my life. But I think Dolph being like the utmost villain of all villains. Like, he's just a villain. And you see the man and you're like, oh, you're going to play a villain in this role. You're never going to see him and go, oh, you're going to be a good guy.
No, you really don't. I mean, I don't see Dolph playing a good guy, really. Maybe a misunderstood bad guy.
Maybe
I don't know.
Bad
but
guy.
I mean,
isn't that kind of what Despicable Me is? Isn't that kind of?
I mean, yeah. So
if there was a live action Despicable Me, that's who he'd be.
So you just need Gru to be okay. So the new villain. No, I don't know how I feel about this. What am I talking about? I know how I feel about this.
Okay, so how do you feel about this?
So Dolph Lundgren in the past season of Arrow was one of the bad guys in the past season of Arrow. Mm-hmm. I couldn't understand a freaking word he said. Oh my God. I mean, I love you, Dolph, love you, but holy crap, you gotta open your mouth a little, you gotta enunciate, because you're like, Oliver Queen. That's all I got out of you, Dolph. That's it. That's every. Sorry, it was a little bit of a rant. It's a pseudo rant. I think it'll be fine. I really hope that this isn't stunt casting. I, in general, have a problem with stunt casting, and I think, in general, it can show an insecurity about a film. This film is set to come out, I think it's December of next year, December 2018, is that right?
I didn't catch it. I think so.
I think I wrote it down in here. Oh yeah, December 21st, 2018. December 21st, 2018 is when it's coming out. So there's a long way to go for this thing to come out. So it is way too early for me to be making any of these assumptions about the quality of anything. I just am afraid that they cast Dolph Lundgren because somebody said like, cast Dolph Lundgren, he'll be great. Guys, I couldn't understand a word he said in Arrow. Not a word.
I mean, let's be honest. They probably did. That's probably exactly why they cast him.
I think
who looks like a villain? Who looks like a villain that could be living underneath the sea?
Dolph Lundgren.
Who could stand up against? I blanked.
Jason Momoa.
Thank you. Jason Momoa and his like grittiness that he looks like.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, because I think he can pull off the look. He's got the look. He's got villain in his like. It's like Dolph, villainous Lundgren.
I mean,
That's pretty much it.
Basically, once he was in Rocky, he was typecast.
I think he could have been anything else he wanted at that point, but I think he leaned into it.
I think he leaned into it. Well,
I think he leaned into it.
oh, I'm gonna stop because I just couldn't get over the fact I couldn't understand a word he said in Arrow. I'm gonna be snarky, and that's not okay. But I mean, congratulations, Dolph, on being cast as King Nereus.
Now, can we get some like real Aquaman stuff? Like, I want visuals, first look, something.
Girl, it's 2 years away.
I don't care. I want it now.
Anything. You're not getting anything for
I
a
want
while.
it now.
They still got to finish with the Justice League stuff, or the whatever the next thing is.
I mean, that's not over yet.
Nah, they're still doing stuff with that. I guess they're still doing stuff with that. Let's move on to some other stuff, because this is kind of related to the superhero world in a weird way.
Yeah.
And I want to preface this by saying that we're about to delve into hardcore rumor territory. I like that. Can we make that like a legit sound effect we use right now? That'd be kind of cool. This is hardcore rumor territory, so anything that we're talking about in the next little bit, there's no facts. This basically came from an article in Variety, which spurred a number of conversations on multiple outlets, and just even within people that I was talking to recently about this. But the rumor mill has it that Apple could have the cash and the incentive to buy Disney.
There's so much. Okay. These are huge properties.
Huge property.
Huge properties.
Let me give you a price on this real quick. We're talking $200 billion.
That's more money than I could even, like, I can't realize what that money really
That's
means.
more money than I'll make this year.
No, I was thinking more along the lines of, can you tangibly, like, put, like, a finger on what that really means?
I mean, me personally,
Yeah,
no.
like,
I mean,
I can't even visualize that.
it's bigger than the budgets of most countries in the world.
Like,
I can tell you that for sure.
Okay, so 2 big properties.
2 big properties, huge properties.
I could see from a business standpoint how it's just kind of like eating your own dog food, right? If Disney and Apple join together, Disney puts an app in the App Store, makes billions of bucks, and you're just putting money in your own pockets. I get it. But
I'm still trying to get the metaphor of eating your own dog food.
That's a programming metaphor.
Is that a programming metaphor?
Yeah, it's a programming
okay,
metaphor
right.
for like you actually using the thing you program.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Eating
like
your own dog
you make
food.
the dog food and then you actually eat it. Yeah.
Oh, I get
As
it
opposed
now.
to just feed it
As
out to the
opposed
masses.
Isn't that just like cooking? Isn't that what cooking is?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
Sorry,
Yep.
continue. I got distracted by that metaphor, and now I'm like in another world. Okay, sorry.
But so from a business perspective, I can see it, but at the same time, why? Like, why would they need this?
Well, I think so. Here's what I was having a conversation with a friend the other night, and we were talking about Apple and the ubiquity of Apple at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that made Apple so successful in the beginning was the fact that they were so innovative in what they were doing with the way they designed. There was an elegance to their design and what they were doing, and that innovation really inspired a lot of loyalty. And then I asked my friend, I was like, well, but what have they done to innovate recently? And we couldn't think of anything.
No, they added a touch bar to a MacBook Pro.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Great. But having said that, getting back into the conversation, there is a real potential synergy for a company like Apple to work with a company like Disney, because Disney and Apple working together, imagine Apple technology powering Disney theme parks. Imagine Disney properties being easily available on Apple products. Hell, even brand an iPhone with a freaking Ariel Little Mermaid on the back.
Yeah, I think that's more likely to happen. But at the same time, why an acquisition over a partnership, right?
Well, that's easier. I mean, it's just flat out easier. Why deal with a partnership when you can just buy them and be like, no, we own you. That's an easier way to run things at this point.
Yeah.
And we're also looking at a world right now, and I don't think anyone can deny this, where technology and entertainment are merging. You cannot separate your technology from your entertainment anymore, realistically, unless you just do analog entertainment and you just go see musicals on stage all the time, which is perfectly acceptable, and I'm in favor of that behavior if you'd like to do that. That's cool. In general, though, if you're at home, you're watching TV, there's going to be this melding of technology and entertainment. And I think that this, to me, makes perfect sense. Apple can get content. Disney has an outlet for more of their IP, which they're always looking to do.
Yep.
In the same conversation we're having, there are also rumors that Disney is looking to buy Netflix. So this whole conversation we're having about these different companies buying X, Y, and Z and doing all these things, it makes sense. The thing that scares me is that we are really getting closer, hypothetically, to this Weyland-Yutani world of these huge megacorporations that just own everything. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't, and see, I don't, that, it's felt that way for a while for me. Like, we're just going to continue merging until we have 3 or 4.
We already have like 5. I mean.
Yeah, like, we're just need to keep merging it down. And what's funny about that whole, like, that statement that you just made, Disney buying Netflix makes more sense to me than Apple buying Disney. And I think it has to do with the size of the property. So the sizes of like Apple and Disney, they are in my like brain space almost the exact same size as far as reach and money goes. But Netflix, even though it's got its ubiquity and it's got its reach, it's still tiny in comparison.
I mean, theoretically, yeah. And I mean, Disney did look at purchasing Time Warner in 2015. They were looking at an $85 billion valuation for that. The estimate, if there were an Apple-Disney acquisition, the estimated valuation of that big, huge thing would be approximately $1 trillion. That is a huge thing. I think, to me, honestly, I think that an Apple-Disney merger makes more sense than a Disney-Netflix, just because of the diversification that you're getting at this point. Because at the end of the day, if Disney buys Netflix, it's an entertainment company buying an entertainment company. What does that bring to the party except more entertainment IPs?
Okay.
You're still going to be dependent on other things. But if you can diversify that portfolio a little bit, that to me feels like a stronger overall business proposition.
Okay.
I want to reiterate, this is all freaking speculation.
Yep.
But I found it very interesting because we've been talking a lot about business and everything. And to see this level of acquisition, when you're, I mean, I wanted just to give you a sense of scale. The Maker acquisition that Disney bought Maker Studios, which was a YouTube MCN not so long ago, was at $200 million or something like that. I mean,
200 million. How many trillion? 2 trillion?
No, $1 trillion total. 200 billion if they were to buy it, for a total valuation of the new company at $1 trillion.
Okay, so that, yeah, that's a lot.
What this really means is, all of you out there, you need to buy Disney and buy Apple stock just right now. Just go get it, because if this speculation is something that catches, it's going to start going up. And if it actually happens, holy crap, the payoff on that is going to be huge.
Yeah.
There are other things. Apple would need to get some tax breaks, a tax holiday from the company. I think that what I was reading is they need to get about a 9% effective rate in order to really be able to capitalize on this thing. There's a lot of stuff going in here, but keep it on. You just roll yourself. I'll roll around here. We're getting the move on thing. Anyways, something to think about. Let's keep that going on. But on the whole thing, when we're talking about Disney and Star Wars, Battlefront II got announced on a release date.
Yes, actually 2 big Star Wars.
2 big Star Wars.
So Battlefront 2, which had a huge, I think Battlefront made, like, it was really well taken. It was huge, right? The trailer looks amazing for Battlefront 2. And then also they announced Forces of Destiny,
right,
which is also a cool property. But Battlefront 2, what I didn't play first, I didn't play Battlefront 1. Did you play Battlefront 1?
I did not actually play Battlefront. I wanted to, I just never did.
From my understanding, Battlefront, you are actually fighting on these different, like, epic battles.
Well, yeah, you will fight in Hoth, you'll fight in a lot of different places like that, and they actually expanded it so you're fighting in some of the battles in the other movies that were coming out later.
Yep, and you're also fighting on the opposite end. You're fighting on the Empire
You can
side.
fight on either one.
Oh, you can fight on either one?
Yeah, you can fight on either one.
So that's really cool. But the protagonist in this is a woman commander of the Empire.
Right. She is the commander of an elite Imperial force. I forget the name of the squadron right now, but she's the commander of that. So if you want to play the single-player mission that goes through there, and there is a story mission that's being developed, EA said it was being developed by, I can't remember who it was all of a sudden at the top of my head. I can't remember who it was. But anyways, they're developing this, and it is going to be following this commander from the Empire. The multiplayer is going to be developed by DICE, who also did the multiplayer for the first Battlefront.
Oh, cool.
And this storyline and everything they've got going in is going to be covering the 30 years between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens.
It sounds so cool.
It does sound
cool. And the
cool.
trailer looked really cool. And it felt weird being on the opposite end of the fight.
Right.
Yeah. Because even the trailer is told from her storyline. So when you're watching the trailer, it took me a hot minute to realize what side of the fight I was in. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, well, that's where I am.
I like it. I think that they don't tell that story very often. And actually, if you go old school, one of the old school Star Wars video games that I like more than anything else was Star Wars TIE Fighter, where you were actually a pilot with the Imperial Navy. And it was a great, great game. Even though I was fighting against the Rebel
Rebellion,
Alliance. I loved it. It was a beautiful game, and I feel like it's nice to see that different perspective in this game.
Yeah.
I love the way it looks. Whenever I've seen Battlefront played, it looks amazing. It looks like a ton of fun. Battlefront 2 should capitalize on that as well. There were some amazing mods. Some people did some amazing mods with textures in the original Battlefront. I swear it looked straight out of the movies. It was like
cool.
spectacular. Now, having said that, the frame rate with those textures is like 2 frames a second. I mean, it was bad. It was unplayable. But the screenshots from within the engine, spectacular. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this, and I might pick it up.
Yeah, so the other Star Wars property that's coming out outside of Battlefront is Force of Destiny, and this is going to be a series of animated shorts. They haven't given us a whole lot. They gave us a first look of it, and this looks to also be telling a lot of stories from the characters that we've seen like little bits of, or just to tell other little tiny stories about Rey and some other stuff. I like this because it looks like they are focusing on the women of Star Wars pretty heavily, or at least this trailer looks like they're focusing on the women of Star Wars pretty heavily. And that they're using like this terminology of we're trying to make sure that kids can see themselves. And that speaks to me that Star Wars is really trying to like capitalize and push on having heroes of all kinds of genders. That's what it appears like to me.
Right. No, I think if you look at these trailers, it does seem pretty clear that they're putting their female protagonists front and center. Disney has made no statements saying such. They're not saying that Force of Destiny is going to be all about the girls of Star Wars. There's nothing like that. But this trailer and everything, it does seem like they are focusing a little more on those female protagonists.
Well, and it's 2 trailers in a row that have a female protagonist, plus several movies recently. They are definitely taking a stance on making sure that hero stories are told from different perspectives.
And I think they have to, because realistically, they took a lot of flack on The Force Awakens because there were like no toys available for Rey or Leia or anything like that. So they really took a lot of flack, and I think that they have become a little more cognizant about that. So makes sense. Even if that's not their goal, I think from the cynical side of me, yeah, they're going to put every female character they can in here. What I'm excited about with this is that they, unlike some other properties where they will get somebody else that sounds like them to do it, no, they got Daisy Ridley, they got Lupita Nyong'o, they got all these people to come back and reprise these roles, which I think is spectacular.
That was so smart of them too. That's so smart. And as an actor as an actor in this realm, I would love to have voice acting on like my resume. I also did voice acting just because I did a Star Wars thing. Because the voices are just as iconic as your visuals, right?
Absolutely.
Like you don't sit there and think of Mark Hamill and go, I could think of anybody else who could voice Luke. No, you think of Mark Hamill, right? Could you think of anybody else that could like voice Luke in any animated short?
No,
it'd have to be Mark. It would have to be Mark.
Well, at this point, I also say the same thing about the Joker. So
yeah, that's absolutely true. I cannot think of anybody else that could voice.
Yeah, it would be weird to have anybody else in there. But anyways, there are these Star Wars things coming out. So Battlefront is coming out November 17th. November 17th is coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Force Awakens to be determined.
TBD. This is all. I mean, we're still at animatic stage.
Yeah, they actually announced this during like their Star Wars conference that they did recently.
That's right. Because there was a huge Star Wars celebration all over the place this last weekend. So there was a ton of stuff going on Star Wars related, and that's some of the news that came out of it. Let's jump on to some other stuff. Some other things that came out. Kimmy Schmidt just had a trailer hit. What?
Yeah, and it looks like it's gonna be fun.
Unbreakable.
Man, freaking Titus in his like lemonade outfit.
That was great. Yeah. That was so good. I think my favorite line is there's like, it's the 90s. It's like, wait
a minute.
Wait, no.
Actually, my favorite's actually at the very beginning where he goes, I make my own green, Kimmy.
It will as soon as I learn to draw ears. Okay, all right. I love the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Honestly, it took me a while to get into it. My wife said, no, you need to watch this thing. So, all right, I'll watch it. It's great. I actually sincerely love that show so much. I'm really excited about their season.
I'm excited. I think I have a little bit of a concern, but it's like a good, optimistic concern. It's because the trailer came off to me as a lot older. So after season 2, Kimmy has season 2 has a lot of growth in Kimmy as a character. Like season 1, there's a resolution of her childhood, and then season 2, there's this growth of Kimmy as a person. So season 3, they're carrying on with that growth, and I could feel that in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping that they can still maintain this goofiness as you see Kimmy grow into like an adult that manages all the crazy life things.
I can't imagine them not. I mean, that is really what makes this
Yeah.
entire show so charming. Is that I mean, that's what got me into it. I was actually a little disappointed there wasn't as much wackiness in the second season. In all honesty,
That's fair.
because I really did like just how it made zero sense to me, and I loved that. I love that about you, Kimmy Schmidt. But yeah, I can totally see what you're saying. I'm really curious how it will come back. There's going to be stuff with her getting a divorce.
Yeah,
there's going to be crazy.
like we're talking grown-up content right here. What's
right?
happening, Kimmy?
I mean,
Kimmy, you're growing up too fast. Can't handle it.
Grown-up content, getting a divorce from the guy that kidnapped her. I don't know. Anyways, it's if you have not watched Kimmy Schmidt, it's on Netflix. Binge it.
Yes.
They're not long. They're like 20 minutes per episode.
Yeah,
so
and it makes you. It's a good bright. Like you having a bad day, put on a Kimmy episode. You'll find something.
Yep. Coming out May 19th, back on Netflix. Another thing coming out on Netflix this week is a show called Cable Girls.
Cable Girls. So this is a period piece following 4 women, and I didn't get the chance to look up what country they are coming from, but it is a Spanish.
Is it Argentino?
I don't think it's Argentine. don't make fun of me.
It's too late.
It is.
Inside joke. Continue.
But it is it's a 4 Spanish-speaking women, and it's a Spanish series, which is also
Right.
interesting. It's the second Spanish series I've seen from Netflix that have been on my list of things to watch. The first one being another one that I'm horribly pronounced. Ingonable. Nope.
Ingonable?
Yeah, that one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that one. They both look really good. This one I liked because the women are very strong women, and they look very like they're fighting some things that are happening in their time, especially in regards to the relationships that they're having in their lives. Like getting their first jobs, working the switchboard, and having to are earning money for their family in a way that hadn't been done before that time.
Right.
So I'm excited to watch this. It's coming out this month, like this week. What am I doing? This month. It's coming out this week, this Friday, and it's going on like this spring season's destroying me with TV content. I want you to know that. Like, there's great anime coming out. There's great television coming out.
There's a lot of great stuff.
I don't know. I can't handle how much good stuff is out right now.
I mean, our DVR right now is stupid. Actually, it's in a little bit of a lull, but starting next week, it's going to start like really picking up again, and it's ridiculous. I do love the fact you mentioned that this was like another like Spanish language production that Netflix is actually promoting. First of all, it makes sense because Netflix is expanding worldwide.
Yes.
So they are doing a lot of localized content with everything they're doing. What I like about this is that this is foreign language content subtitled. They're actively promoting to an American market.
Oh, absolutely.
Love that.
Yeah, and that's I think the biggest thing that caught my eye too. This was coming out on like I caught this trailer in my Netflix like trailer just with everything else that was coming out.
Right.
And so that means they're creating international content that they expect to be consumed not just in one market but in multiples.
I love it. I think it's great, and I'm excited about it. I mean, I don't know how many. I am concerned about people watching a series subtitled, just because I know some people that won't watch a movie subtitled.
Yep.
So I'm concerned about that, but I personally, I'll watch that all freaking day. Just watching the trailer is intriguing enough. I am really intrigued by this one. I was completely confused by the title, I'm not going to lie. I mean, when it said Cable Girls, I was like, are we talking like people installing cable in your house? What's going
Actually,
on?
when I first clicked on it, I was like, Cable Girls. Is there going to be like some comedy? I thought it was going to be a comedy about girls who were like in the cable. Completely different.
Nope, not that.
Period piece.
Totally not that.
So drama.
1928, nope. Not
Definitely different.
Totally different. That's hitting April 28th though, so that's like a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's almost here. Speaking of shows that I am really excited about, and this is an interesting story for me, but there was word that Hulu just ordered a pilot of Locke and Key. For those of you who don't know, Locke and Key is a graphic novel series written by Joe Hill, who is a son of, I almost said Stephen King, son of Stephen King. If you haven't read this graphic novel series, you have got to read it. I'm not a huge horror fan, but this is an amazing, amazing story. There were times as a graphic novel, I actually was like, oh, that's just creepy, turning the page. That doesn't happen to me very often. We are in a constant quest to find scary movies. So when I originally heard this, I was very excited. If you didn't know, there was actually a pilot of Locke and Key done about, I want to say 4 years ago for Fox. It never got picked up, and I was so disappointed. We actually have the trailers. You can actually see what it looks like. Do a search for this, and if you dig really hard, you can find the pilot somewhere online. It's supposed to be an amazing pilot. It was never picked up by Fox. It was kind of like the right thing at the wrong time kind of moment. So the fact that this is coming out and Hulu has ordered another pilot, super excited.
Yay!
I kind of wish that it was the same creative team that did the first thing because like they already put in all that work.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I mean,
they get to actually get the like fruits of that labor.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, sometimes it's just the way life is. You can't do it.
I will have to give this one a shot. Horror in like a serial format, like in a. I haven't read any horror reads that outside of like novels, Stephen King, that I've really enjoyed, and I don't tend to think of horror and television mixing very well. But I'll have to give it a shot and see because that trailer looked really cool.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, check out the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, check out the trailer for sure because it is great. Also, go to your local comic store and pick up at least the first trade of Locke and Key. It is well worth your time. I have the entire series. I will loan you the series.
Yes!
If you want to see that.
Yes. It's great having friends.
It is well worth your time. Joe Hill is a scary dude. He writes scary stuff. I mean, he's Stephen King's son, so there's obviously that thing going on.
Is that just like, is that hereditary?
I think that's hereditary.
Is that just happened?
I think if you grow up in Stephen King's house, you're gonna make scary stuff.
Okay.
You know, it's just.
I didn't realize that was like a gene that.
I think it is. You can just
expresses
you
itself.
can express. Yes, I think that is exactly what it is. But anyways, I'm excited about it. The only thing that I will caution on this is it's a pilot order. This may never see the light of day. Make the pilot, Hulu doesn't pick it up, bummer. But the fact that there's another chance that Locke and Key could come out has me very happy.
Is it a public pilot? Like the pilot will go live?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Sure.
Getting a pilot order will probably be like, we're going to look at it. If we like it, we'll buy it. If not, we're going to own this and put it away in a closet somewhere.
Fair enough.
Which is a bummer. But anyway, that's the thing that's going on. Let's talk about some other things. This isn't necessarily related, but we are going to talk about it because we've talked a lot about co-watching.
Yeah, co-watching. That thing we're doing co-watching tonight.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that's
we're
happening.
doing a movie tonight, y'all.
It's actually legitimate because we're doing it tonight.
Yeah, we're doing a co-watching thing.
Well, apparently Tumblr's getting in the co-watching game.
Who?
Tumblr?
Who?
Tumblr?
Who?
Don't tell me you're not. Whatever. Tumblr is launching a co-watching app called Cabana.
What do you co-watch on Tumblr?
I don't actually know. I'm not entirely sure. I think you can just. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so I don't get. There are a lot of mediums I can even if I don't use it, I can understand co-watching.
Okay.
Netflix, YouTube, pretty much anything that produces movie video content.
Okay.
I can get co-watching.
Right.
Tumblr is like mini micro blog posts. That's like having a co-watching app for Twitter.
Yeah. Co-watching the Twitter stream go by. That's funny. So you're just co-watching like animated cat gifs all day.
So is this what kills co-watching?
Is this what kills? Is this the death? This is the death of co-watching. Well, okay. Realistically, there's a lot of co-watching out there because you've got, what is it? Uptime is Google's co-watching thing. You've also got what's it called? House Party, which was something developed by the people that did Meerkat. Remember Meerkat? That was a thing. Well, apparently they've got something called House Party. Who knew? There's a lot of people that are investing in co-watching right now. I don't get it. I mean, I'll just say it right now. I'm going to maybe show my age in this. I don't really get it. I'm not sure the value of it. Is this the death knell? I don't know. I think it's probably Yahoo seeing a lot of people getting into co-watching me like, we got to do that too. Hey.
Okay, so don't get invested into Cabana too much is what I'm hearing.
I really don't know. There is every possibility that in 6 months we'll be sitting here and we'll have co-watching apps going all over the place.
Oh,
and we'll
that
just
might
sit
be
there
true.
and be like, we were wrong. We were totally wrong. This is cool. Everybody's doing it. Yay, lemmings. Lemmings, because they all do. Yeah, anyway.
No, that's not
we'll
real,
see.
right? We'll talk about that later.
I know. It's
Yep.
a thing.
It's a thing. But yeah, that's just weird. So let's talk about something that's really cool.
Cool technology.
Yeah, so Gorrillaz did a live interview. Hold up. You heard me right. Gorrillaz, the animated kind of made-up, created band situation, actually a band, made-up characters, did an interview, and it's fantastic. And the tech used to make this happen looks really cool.
It's amazing, yeah.
It looks like this dude's just talking to. I just forgot their names, and Bob's gonna kick my booty for
It
this.
is 2D, and I forgot who was with him. Hold it, where'd my thing go? 2D and Murdoch. Sorry.
There you go.
2D and Murdoch.
That's right.
Oh, there they are, right there. Now they're
Yeah,
showing up.
there you go. Yeah, and
2D and Murdoch.
And Murdoch's talking about being kidnapped by or vice versa. Murdoch kidnapping 2D and Murdoch having to do time under Abbey Road Studios.
Here's the thing about this that I want you all to remember. This is not a pre-filmed interview. This is a live interview. So this interaction you've got going on with these animated characters is happening in real time.
Yes.
All of the animation you see, all the moving, everything like that is happening in real time. This was filmed at the London YouTube space, and the technology that goes into this, freaking in love with it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is taking the technology that W. Greats use for his
dog,
for
the face rig stuff, and like blowing it out of the water. It's like, face rig, oh, that's cute. Let me show you.
Let me show you how this works.
Oh, it's so cool. And it's a fun watch. They're definitely, it's done in character, which is also cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And, like, the interviewers totally game in. It also turned me on to a whole new creator, like, that I didn't know was in the space. This is actually, they do a segment, I guess, relatively frequently where they interview DJs and stuff. Mm-hmm. This just happened to turn me on to the beat drop people, but yeah. I dug this interview so much. It's the best 30 minutes I spent to myself driving through the even just listening to it. Just listening to it, you're like, wait, cartoon characters, not people. Cartoon characters, not people. Because the stories they are telling shouldn't happen in real life. But they do.
I can't stop watching right now.
We got a reference screen, and we appreciate you, but we're just gonna
watch the interview over here. I really am intrigued by this thing, and they've been doing this a lot with a lot of special effects heavy movies lately. Yeah. They're actually doing these live renders of the characters. So when the actor is out there wearing their suits that they've got their motion capture suits and everything, they'll be able to get a live render for the director to actually watch that. And they've basically taken that technology and they've pushed it into this live streaming interview format, which perfect for Gorrillaz.
I want to see so much more of this. Yeah. Can I get a motion capture suit and then live render whatever I wanted to look like that day?
Well, you can try.
I don't have a machine for that, but that sounds
cool
so cool,
yeah,
right?
No, that'd be super cool.
Like today, I am Black Widow because I feel like it.
I feel like, would you be the comic book Black Widow, or would you be like Scarlett Johansson? Because then we get into weird stuff right then.
I don't know. I don't know if I could skin myself as somebody else.
That would be weird.
Yeah, I think I would still have to keep my head. That's why I said just the suit.
Ah,
yeah,
got it. Okay.
Yeah, because I think I would feel weird impersonating somebody else.
Yeah,
or taking on somebody else's character. But maybe I could just create my own character. And can somebody just lend me a motion capture suit and all the tech that goes along with it? This will be a good time, I promise.
Just borrow $100,000 worth of cameras and gear.
It'll be good.
It's fine. No, everything will be fine. I had an interesting conversation with a friend that was talking about what the future of entertainment is. Yeah. And we were talking about all this stuff. And to me, this does kind of feel like this very interesting melding of augmented reality, virtual reality, and these ARGs just all coming in together for this thing. I mean, this is a live stream where you're interacting with fictional characters. That to me is amazing. I mean, how long until Rick and Morty do this?
I think they kind of did with the VR stuff
a
little bit, right?
They did a little bit with the VR stuff. Yeah. It just wasn't necessarily live. But, if you had the actual characters of Rick and Morty there with, the voice actors doing the things, I mean, we're getting close to that point.
So what fictional character would you want to interview?
Oh, Buffy.
Buffy?
Yeah.
Wait, how would that work? You would just get a CG Buffy.
No, I'd just get Sarah Michelle Gellar to come in and be like, hey, let's have a chat.
Let's have a chat.
Let's have a chat. Okay. No, I mean, there are others that I might do. If you want to talk animated characters, that's a different thing. I'd have to think about that one.
Yeah. But I would have to think about it too. But it would probably be Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Just once.
Just
once.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Just kind of see.
My childhood me would be very disappointed. It's not even the Sailor Scout I want to talk to. It's the Sailor Scout I have to talk to.
Do you know who might be interesting to interview? I just thought of this.
Who?
Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I guess.
Now here's my point. Here's my point. I love The Little Mermaid. This has been made very clear in the past. I used to sing the soundtrack nonstop. Shut your face hole. But I wouldn't mind having a conversation with Ariel and just chatting, and then at some point being like, what actually were you thinking? I mean, really, what were you thinking?
So this would be Ariel now. This would be, so I guess the question would be, are you still okay with your decision that you made for Eric?
Right. Do you miss your family? Do you miss your father and your sisters and all the friends that you had?
Shut up, Dad! Runs out the room.
I would be okay with that. I think that would be fun. We should do that. Well, we'll see. I think that we're going to see more of this stuff in the future. I'm excited about it, so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another trailer that came out real quick. Because there was a trailer that you pointed out to me I hadn't even seen.
I didn't even realize this was a thing that was ever ordered. Y'all,
heard of it.
have you ever wondered what would happen if you put Ryan Reynolds and just went dumb Samuel L. Jackson into the same room together? Have you ever wondered? Now, what if you put Deadpool and Samuel L. Jackson into the same room together? Not Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson. You would get the Hitman's Bodyguard.
Hitman's Bodyguard. It's coming August 18th. Yes, August 18th.
This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's the best kind of ridiculous.
More words, Mary.
I don't have any more words besides ridiculous. It's just
ridiculous. Is
it
ridiculous?
Yes, it's so ridiculous.
It's a little ridiculous, guys. You need to check out this trailer. It's Hitman's Bodyguard. One of the things I like so much about this trailer is the fact that they have that Whitney Houston song.
Oh my God, the entire time
through this thing from the Bodyguard movie. It is so great, and this is a red band trailer, so don't watch it at work or anything. There's going to be a ton of language, but if you're a fan of Samuel L. Jackson and you're a fan of Ryan Reynolds, holy crap, this movie. This is the most self-aware movie. This is more self-aware to me than Deadpool, and Deadpool is breaking the fourth wall all over the place. This movie doesn't break the fourth wall, but it is so self-aware in everything it does.
Yes.
I like this scene right here where Ryan Reynolds is complaining about all this stuff while there's car chases and crashes and exploding. I mean, it's freaking. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. You have got to check out this trailer. Yeah. I'm excited about this. August 18th.
It's really hard to not get hyped about this.
I will totally watch this.
I've got my money already.
Just I will totally watch this thing. So watch that thing. I know that we're kind of like working on time, but I do want to talk about something else right now. So Burger King, you're jerks.
I don't know, Burger King. I think you're funny.
No, you're jerks.
I think you're funny.
You're just straight up. Okay, Burger King had a commercial.
They did, and they utilized some awesome technology.
It's awesome technology, but you don't utilize it that way, Mary. No, bad.
So for people who don't know, Burger King is under fire for a little bit of an ethics concern because they utilized everybody in the United States' Google Home or Android device to explain what a Whopper is because they only wanted to pay for a 15-second spot.
He had a 15-second spot, and at the end he's like, okay, Google, what's a Whopper? And everybody's freaking Google thing started explaining a Whopper. Burger King, you jerk faces. I'm keeping this clean, but you should have heard me before this stream started. You suck, Burger King. You effing suck. You don't have the right to come in with your commercial and take advantage of the stuff that I bought for my house, you are jerk faces, Burger King. Jerk faces. I will say, Google has pushed a patch out so that they will no longer respond to this commercial. Thank you, Google. The amazing thing, and you pointed this out, in this entire process, not one person at the ad agency or at Burger King, not one person said, maybe this is a bad idea.
Nope, nobody. Everyone was like, this is a great idea. This won't make anybody feel violated at all.
How do you miss? How are you so tone deaf to our current society and the things that we're dealing with right now that you think it's okay to have a commercial that will jump into people's homes and force their technology they paid for to do something they didn't want it to do? How is that okay? I am so angry at Burger King for this. I haven't eaten at Burger King in a long time, but I will never eat at Burger King again. And I used to like your big fish, Burger King. I used to like your big fish.
I don't know.
That's all you
yep, that's it. That's it.
I kid. Fine.
But I think it's time. On that note, we should sponsor fish.
Now that we've shut down,
we aren't getting Burger King.
Burger King will never be our sponsor. So fishing for sponsors right now. We want to throw out the concept of Facebook VR cameras.
Ooh,
Think
Facebook.
about it. What's Up Weirdlings brought to you by Facebook VR cameras.
Have you ever wanted to be in the room where we were shooting What's Up Weirdlings? What about our Heroes of Awesome? Now you can use the Facebook VR system to not just watch a film that you are the center of, you can actually move around in the film. How amazing is that? With a dual camera system, you can create all the VR content you ever wanted to create.
Dual camera? Oh, no. One camera.
I thought it was two.
One camera with 24. So it's basically one camera setup with 24 cameras. There's actually two versions. There's a 6-camera setup that is a little more mobile, and they've got a 24-camera setup that's...
Oh, I misunderstood.
Super
Sorry, if you wanted one really, really awesome single camera.
And I think this is very interesting to me. This is almost like news. This is almost not sponsor fishing. It's almost news. But I got to throw this out because one of the things about VR that I've always found frustrating, and I've been like 360 VR fishing lately just to see what's out there and see like what the potential is. One of the frustrations is like you can't move in the space. You're locked. You can't do anything. Apparently these cameras, the way they are set up, will give you the opportunity to actually move through space because they're capturing depth information as well as just the visual information. That's awesome. Two cool things. Facebook previously had something like this out that they released, but it was just technical specs so that other manufacturers could make these things. And a rig would cost you about 30 grand. Good times. They're actually going to start partnering with some hardware developers to actually put the hardware out. So once they put this hardware out, there's going to be Facebook branded VR 360 cameras that you can put up in your thing and people will be able to walk around your house while they're watching you. Kind of creepy, but kind of cool, all at the same time.
I think most people usually have studios and not houses.
Most people.
Most people. That's probably the difference. That's why it's particularly creepy.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that this is actually my house and not...
It's okay, we forget too. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's our sponsor fishing. Facebook, please, like seriously, if you're gonna sponsor a low-key, like awesome set, we got sets.
We got low-key awesome sets. We could do like Heroes of Awesome. We're in a castle.
Yeah.
Kinda. It's my living room, but it's still a castle.
We'd have to build some more walls.
Oh crap. Whatever. If you want to do it, Facebook, we'll do that sponsorship.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what time it is now?
What time is it?
Time for the hype train. Let me see if I can get this thing to do the thing.
Wait, are we doing it? Are we doing it? Are we doing it?
Hey!
All right, folks. You know what I'm hyped about?
What are you hyped about?
I am hyped about Nerd Writer 1's video about how Passengers could have been made into a film that was not as bad as it was. By literally editing changes. Like, just changing the sequence of the film, you could have made the film not just, like, kind of creepy, but super creepy and lead into the creep factor and make it like a thriller film and not like this weird romantic comedy where the person falls in love with somebody who kind of...
Spoilers.
Sorry, if you haven't seen it, spoilers.
I haven't seen it. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Just don't even.
Either case, I really, really enjoyed this person's take on how editing makes a huge difference. And if you just want to learn more about what editing can do for a film, you need to watch this. Because it took the same film, same shots, completely changed the tone of the film. Completely. So that is my hype. I loved it. Really educational, real fun. Real amazing to watch.
It actually, hearing you talk about it like this, it actually makes me want to watch the Passengers movie.
Yeah, and then
just
watch
so that
film.
I can watch this and then see the difference in the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wanted to watch it anyways, because I'm like, I can't be as bad as everybody says.
Well, and it was a big budget film. It looked beautiful. Just had some storyline situations that made you go, really?
Really?
Okay.
I'll watch that.
So what are you hyped about, Mark?
You know, I am super hyped. Some genius, there's a genius out there. I forgot to look at, I apologize. But some genius out there took Jerry Seinfeld from Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee and edited it in with Fast and Furious. Holy crap. It is perfect. I cannot express to you how perfect this is. Whoever you are that did this magical thing, you made the Fast and the Furious movies watchable for me. And I've never seen one. So, I saw one of them. But I would watch more of them if we could also have Jerry Seinfeld in there. Well, it is so freaking well done. And one of the things that I love about the way we're creating content right now is how people can take existing things and add something to it and create something new that's just as wonderful and sometimes better. I love it so much. You need to check out this video. Look up Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Fast and Furious.
Or it'll be in the description when we're done.
Doobly-doo, do anything like that. But check it out. It's amazing. It is a ton of fun. It is so well done. So check it out, for sure. That's what I'm hyped about.
Yeah, it's a lot of hype. It's a lot of cool hype. It's actually a lot of that's so funny that we chose editing hypes in the same way.
There we go. We're done with the hype train. I had to turn the flashy.
I was like, what's happening behind me? Okay, yeah, okay.
We're not hyping anymore.
We weren't. I was continuing the conversation about the editing, so whatever.
Whatever.
That's been our stuff for this week, folks.
And it's been fun.
It has.
It has been a while since we've been here. We apologize for missing last week, but thank you for coming back and seeing us this time. We'll be back again next week with more stuff. Make sure that you follow us on all of the places that we do that, whether it's on YouTube or on the Twitch, or make sure that you do the Twitters, because we're on the Twitters down here. If you look at our name holes, we've got our name holes down there. Follow us on the Twitters. If you like what we're doing and you want to support what we're doing, we do have a game list you can subscribe on. You can also just do a donation thing, and do all of that to help us out. You can go to our store at dftba.com. All that helps us put this together so that we can afford a $30,000 Facebook VR 360. No, I'm never going to afford that. It's fine. It's fine.
We can set our bar a little bit lower.
Yeah, it's fine. I can afford a light bulb for the light. Anyways, Melanie's waving at us to say goodbye, so we're going to say goodbye right now. Melanie, thanks for all your help and everything with all the editing. Couldn't do it without you. Mary, thank you for being here and doing all this stuff. Couldn't do it without you either.
Yeah, couldn't do it without you really at all because we need your house.
Well, that's true, yeah.
And also, don't forget movie night in like 9 p.m. Central tonight.
So watch on the stream again. Other than that, we will see you guys later. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Good night.
Bye, friends.